contempt summons for failure to pay child support. Have something tomorrow that I need to appear for. Trying to figure out exactly how to respond to this.
Well, did you court order to pay it?
Yeah.
Okay, were you a party to the case? Did you say you have no authority to order me to do anything, but if you wish to place an order before me, I'll be more glad to carry your order, but I'm going to require compensation to carry out your order? No, you didn't know how to do that back then. Okay, that's a ridiculous point. Okay, how much money are we supposed to pay a month?
I think that's $5,000, like something like $400 a month.
Okay, $400 a month. And since you were part of this party, and that you knew that you were supposed to bring the beer and cheese, and you didn't, and they had a lousy party because of what you did and didn't do, somebody else had to bring the beer and cheese and pay $400 a month. Since you didn't do it, did you at least write them a letter to tell them why you weren't bringing the $400 a month? Did you give any kind of...
No.
Okay, so you just said, you know what, F you, I'm not bringing the wine and cheese. Okay.
Right. Basically, for all intents and purposes, did not know exactly how to respond.
Okay, so what you could basically do is you could basically just apologize profusely and say, I'm sorry I acted in such a dishonorable manner. I wish to settle all debts with, any party I'm associated with. If you would just tender me the bill, I'd be willing to work out some sort of a payment schedule, at your earliest convenience. Please accept again my apology for acting in such a discourteous or dishonorable manner, and have a lovely day. That's all you basically could do at this point, because it's just contempt. And contempt just means they want to see that you're not sticking your middle finger up at the court anymore.
Okay.
Now, eventually, you want to pull yourself out of that. You don't want to be part of that court situation anymore. But you don't do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, you just want to apologize and say, whatever the hell I just said, you just back it up and re-record it. I understand. Mm-hmm. Listen to that, okay? And then eventually, you pull yourself, right, you want to pull yourself out of that, but you don't pull it out tomorrow because you already got them pissed off enough as it is. So then eventually you want to slowly start pulling yourself out, being a party to that contract. And it's like they laugh at people all the time.
Right.
Everybody says, well, I got into a contract and, and the judge is threatening me, I'm not going to let you out of this. Okay, wait a second. The biggest contract any human being can get into their life is when they join with another person before the eyes of God, their community, their church, and the world. It's called marriage. And people get married, and 20 minutes later, they're divorced. So this was supposed to be a holy, sacred matrimony contract, agreement, that nobody in the world was allowed to break. It was impossible. When I was a kid, nobody could believe somebody could get divorced. There was that wasn't even part of our imagination. It's like, no, what are you kidding? When one kid's parent got divorced, it was like, oh, my God, that kid's last name changed. It's like, and that kid was like a leper through school for like the next 7-8 years because he was the only one that has changed his last name. It was amazing to see this kid go from Ronald Sullivan to Ronald Gust. It's like, wait a second, we all knew him as Sullivan. What happened to Sullivan? Oh, his dad left. His mom, took a maiden name. Gust. What? That's unheard of. That's obscene. It can't be done in any form of human imagination. Nowadays, it's a joke. So wait a second. Are you telling me I can throw away the holiest contract that I swore before God, church, my fellow man, and the whole entire community, that I'm going to stay with this woman or this man until the day I die? Nobody may come apart. Nobody may come between us. No man may tear us asunder. Nobody can do it. But, what the hell? We don't, I'm in love with you, but not in love with you anymore. Goodbye. What, are you kidding me? So if you could break out of a contract that easy, what makes you think you're bound by any ridiculous contract with affection? It's ridiculous. You're supposed to be bound by blood and oath and God and family and, to death for all time, eternity, and you guys blow it off like it's a joke. And everybody says, oh, you can't break away from a fiction unless you get bound by a contract with a fiction. They got you forever, and they can sling you around and put you in a cage and do all this other. Yeah, well, whatever you say, well, I got this matrimonial contract with my wife, and I'm going to sling her around, and I'm going to tase her, and I'm going to put her in handcuffs, and I'm going to put her in a cage because she's breaking the terms and conditions of the contract. Yeah. You broke the terms and conditions of the licensing contract. Yeah, so they'll sling you around, tase you, break your window, drag you out of the window, put you in a cage, strip you of your clothes, hose you down. Go ahead and do that to your wife and tell them, I got a matrimonial contract. She broke the rules of the licensing procedure. Oh, yeah, and you just think you're going to execute, and no, I'm just going to bring her to justice. Oh, okay, that's how we do it around here. Well, that's what the cops do to you. That's what the cops do to that woman. And everybody seems to be okay with it. You know what they tell the woman? You know what they tell the woman who gets the window busted out, dragged out of the car? She gets handcuffed. She gets tasered. She gets pistol whipped. She gets hogtied. She gets put in the back of a strange man's car. And she gets put in the cage, fingerprinted, photographed, stripped, butt naked, things put up inside of this check to make sure she's okay and clean and not carrying a weapon. You know what they tell her? Well, next time, do what the man tells you to do. Okay, that's what, like I said, with women back in the 60s and 70s, would go to the cops and say, hey, my husband dotted my eye because dinner was cold and it was late. The cops would say, you know what? Next time, do what the man tells you to do. Don't make the dinner late and make sure it's not cold. Now get the hell out of this police department. That's the same thing that the cops would tell you now. A woman now. Oh, he beat me up. He pulled me out of the window. He dragged me. He tased me. Was he wearing a badge? Was that man wearing a badge? Oh, that's okay. He can do that. He was wearing a badge. That's ridiculous. Of course you can't do that, but it became acceptable to do that to women as long as you're wearing a badge. You know, at one time it was acceptable for a man to do that to a woman, but now it's not. But if he's wearing a badge, well, okay, there's green light to go. And all the women will agree that that man should kick your ass and do that to you because all you should have done was give him the damn driver's license and don't give him no lip on the side of the road. Well, why don't you give the husband lip at home? And he does all that nonsense to you at home because, I told you, dude, go give me a beer. No, I ain't getting you a beer. Oh, you want to play funny with me? Okay, let me bash your window, drag you out, handcuff you, hog tie you, tase you. Next time you turn over that driver's license, that beer to me in 2 seconds. Don't give me no crap. And all the women in society be like, yeah, that's right. Don't give the guy no crap no more. Just make that man happy and give him the damn beer. The driver's license. It's weird how it works. How it's spun around.
Getting distracted here.
I'm just saying it's funny how the whole culture is taught it's never okay to touch a woman. It's never okay to touch a woman and hit a woman or do anything to a woman. But if you're wearing a badge, that's okay. And even other women will agree, yeah, that's okay. You gave him lip. You wouldn't turn a piece of plastic off fast enough.
No, it's not okay. And I made a comment every time I see the cops do that to some women, it's like, no, if your husband can't do that shit to you and get away with it, neither can a cop.
Right, but I'm just saying the majority of the women in society will find that the woman was acting like a crazy free man and saying, well, you know what? If you stop with this crazy free man stuff, maybe he won't beat you so damn much. Maybe the cop won't pull you out of the window next time. You just gave him that damn piece of plastic and just do what everybody else does.
Yeah.
The majority of the women just say, just go along with the program. Don't give this guy no more crap. And then they won't tase you no more. Because the women will walk away from that woman. They might hug her and say, oh, it's a shame the cop dotted your eye and broke your window. And then they'll walk away with a couple other women. It's like, you know what? See, that's that crazy Susie. She should just give the damn cop. But no, she's got to go with this wacko. I'm a free woman. I can do as I wish, travel anywhere I want. The Constitution says, you know what? That's what those people get all the time. They get their ass kicked. Well, she'll never learn.
Honey.
Hey, Carl, I was asking that question for a friend of mine. That scenario is not mine personally, so just to give you the background on that. But I had to make it kind of fast. And so appreciate the help on that. I can let him know to go ahead and apologize tomorrow. And then can we ask for more time to respond?
To respond to what?
That basically, I guess to make payment arrangements or something.
The judge will direct them to the court clerk's office, and there's somebody in charge of payment scheduling. I just did that with a man in Australia. I'm trying to find Felix, okay? And the sheriff's department said to him, fine, I'm not going to come kicking in your door and dragging your stuff out and putting up an auction. Fine, we're no longer getting involved, since you wrote this lovely letter saying that you believe that you're guilty and you wish to pay the damn debt. We're just going to recommend highly here at the Sheriff's Department that you call Susie Johnson over in payment scheduling and work out some sort of payment arrangement with her. And if that's all you come up with is $1 a month for the next 600 months, that's fine with us. Have a nice day. And he said what was funny, he said the cop signed a blank piece of paper on the other side. He said there's plenty of room for the cop to sign, the sheriff to sign, that letter that he wrote back to the man on the first piece of paper, but he didn't. But he signed his name on a blank piece of paper on the second page, which was pretty funny. I said, yeah, because the cop doesn't want to bear any liability for, his legal people saying, how did you let this guy get away with this? Why did you say it was okay for him to make payments? We demand you to go there and kick his ass and show all these free man hippies that they got to pay that damn debt immediately in full, or we're going to take all their crap and put it up in auction. So it's funny. The sheriff knew. He's like, well, no, he called me out man to man, and honestly, I couldn't threaten him anymore. And honestly, he said he was guilty, and honestly, he said he wanted to pay the debt. So what more can I do? He already said I want to pay it. I will pay it. This is as much as I can pay at this time, and I know you don't want to cause harm to a fellow man, but you're going to take food out of my wife's and my children's mouth, and I certainly know you wouldn't want another man to do that to you and threaten you and threaten your children and your wife. I certainly know that's not what Australia Sheriff's Department stands for. And
to make it a little more exciting, he definitely doesn't want to pay because he feels like this woman basically just stole the child from him.
Great. Then he better learn how to pull himself out of being a party to that case.
Okay.
Okay. And so he's going to either pay, that he's going to sit around all day and listen to me talk, or he's going to have to pay and just go with the program. So he's going to have to pay with time and listen to all those YouTube videos and learn how to pull himself out of being a party to a case, or he's just going to have to play the game and just go to work, put in the time, and turn over his paycheck. One way or the other. He's going to have to pay with time, or he's going to have to pay with going to work. He's going to have to pay one way or the other. It's just not a magic word that he's going to say, ooh, I got out of it. Ha-ha, screw her, screw the whole system, F them. He's going to have to learn how to act like a man, whether he likes it or not.